they struggle, they found their way, they engage in whatever that they engage in, and when they come back in the evening, at least they come back with something. So Kenya as a country, we are blessed with a hard-working population that amidst all the economic challenges, Kenyans, 90% of Kenyans will struggle at least to afford food on the table of their families. That is the gift that God gave us. If you have a population that is not hardworking, that doesn't work, that doesn't put much effort to ensure their family lives in a decent life, then that can be a tragedy for our country. But we appreciate, when I go to church, I appreciate God for giving us Kenyans who are hardworking. Amidst all whatever calamities, Kenyans will struggle, they will have at least food on the table for their families. As a member of parliament, I am serving my 7th year in the National Assembly, representing the people of Mutembei. There are a few things that I have learned from the time that I entered the National Assembly. Today, I am at a better place to understand why many Kenyans at times they get disillusioned in the government, why a bigger population of Kenyans at times they feel like they are on their own. They feel like they are left out, that they do not participate in decision making through our government. I understand better today why many Kenyans feel let down by members of parliament that they elect, because of a disconnect that I will be explaining shortly here. And I will give you the remedy on what I am doing, because I have a platform to identify the link, the problem that Kenyans are facing, and because you have given me an opportunity as a representative, it will be foolish of me if I just identify the problem without suggesting the remedy that I'm going to put in place to ensure that problem is solved. Number one, which is very important, our country is governed by our constitution. Our country is also governed by various statutes that National Assembly has approved through the Committee of Delegated Legislation and the substantive laws, acts of parliament that we have passed as members of parliament. The suffering of Kenyans began from as far as when Kenya came into existence. The sufferings became more when our country was under the colonial rule or the colonial rulers. The suffering escalated. They took the tribal trajectory immediately after independence. Those who got the opportunity to form the first Kenyan government after independence, they used those opportunities to benefit their tribes, their kinsmen, and their families. And that became like a precedent. Today, anybody who gets an opportunity to serve in the government, the first thing they think about is not about Kenyans, but it's about how are they going to enrich the members of their community and the members of their family and their close friends. All Kenyans cannot have an opportunity to sit on that table where the national cake is shared. There are just a few that sit there. And at least I am happy that by 2010 there were a few Kenyans who began the clamor for constitutionalism. We began to to gravitate, to agitate for the change of our constitution so that we can sort out some of the problems that were committed by our founding fathers, which principally is unfair distribution of national resources. So Kenyans at that time contemplated that how do we ensure that whatever is funded from an exchequer, from national treasury, reflects the will of the Kenyan people. That is when they put a chapter in our constitution that says there is no government project that can be implemented, there is no law that can be enacted without that law or that project being subjected to public participation. So what Kenyans contemplated to be a remedy to sort out lack of involvement of Kenyans is to ensure that a public participation becomes mandatory for whatever project, for whatever decision that the government of Kenya makes that will concern the people of Kenya. As a member of parliament, I have been asking myself questions that why are Kenyans still disgruntled? Why are Kenyans still not satisfied in the manner in which some of our laws are enacted, some projects are being implemented? So my role as a member of parliament, I have taken stock and carried out a thorough audit of that constitutional requirement of public participation. And this is what I have found out. I have found out that the framers of our constitution did not contemplate interpretation of that section the way it's being interpreted presently. The framers of the constitution wanted the Kenyans to be the one originating those projects. Public participation becomes meaningful if the Kenyans will be told that in the next coming year, we are going to have a 3 trillion budget for our country, and we have this amount of money available for development. You go to the people of Western Kenya, you ask the people of Western Kenya, what do you want the government of Kenya to do for you? You go to the people of Nyanza, you go to the people of Mombasa, the people of Central, everywhere. So that the Kenyans themselves are the one who will tell you that this is what we feel once done, our life would be better. What is happening now is ticking of boxes. A decision is made elsewhere in terms of which road we are going to construct, which hospital we are going to construct, what projects we are going to do. Then a piece of paper is unveiled to a Kenyan in a church somewhere. Then you are told this is public participation. So there is no Kenyan who will say, don't proceed. They will just tick boxes and tick boxes. We will want to see a scenario, to see our country, to see our motherland, where the reports are published, that we live in a country that is divided into 47 counties. We live in a country that is divided into two